friends, welcome to Game the Game. I'm your host, Becca Scott, and today we are playing Icarus. Can't wait to show you guys what the rise and fall of a society looks like, so let me introduce our guests. On my far right, we have Markeia McCarty.
Yes, I'm ready to play, ready to destroy.
Yes, I love that about you. You guys may recognize Markeia from DC Universe and Fangirling here on Project Alpha. Right next to me, we have Ivan Van Norman. Welcome back.
Hi.
Ivan's a little camera shy. Don't be worried. Oh, there it is. He's nervous. Hold on. It's okay. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
Guys, Ivan is a partner and co-creator of Hunters Entertainment, which is publishing this game.
This fun little story about how great civilizations fall. Yep. Yeah. Thank you for playing with me, Becca.
Oh, it's my great pleasure. And on my left, Leo Camacho, the man who needs no introduction.
Because we don't know how to introduce him.
Leo is a host, a cosplayer, just dude that's all over the internet.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Just follow him on Instagram, y'all. He's
Google
got a
Leo.
great Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who looks like a lot of other guys, like Prince Eric, Captain Hook, Aladdin, Poe Dameron.
Or they look like you.
I would say characters. You don't look like human people. You look like
cartoon characters.
perfect cartoon characters.
Yeah. It's like Cool World, you know, like I got brought to the real world.
Oh man,
I like it.
Yeah, I don't think
Nice
you
reference.
Everybody's like, why is he referencing Cool World?
That means everyone animates around you. You know?
Well,
That's right.
you
That's
just
how I'm
broke
going to
him.
topple civilization with cartoon bombs and mallets.
Well, friends, this is going to be a lot of fun because we are creating a civilization to be whatever we want it to be.
As long as it's called Icarus.
Okay, well, Icarus?
Icarus. Sure.
Pronunciation's important.
Excellent.
And as long as it has a monument in the center, that's important as well too.
Every good city has a monument, a very phallic representation right in the middle of it all.
I'm important.
Patriarchy stands here!
You know.
But you're right.
There
I
you
think the big thing is we can literally have Icarus be the city nation, whatever we want it to be. We have some pillars of society that we have been dealt out, and we get to kind of reveal it. And the monument theoretically gets one as well too.
And you've also already created our story deck.
Yes, which I trimmed for a little bit of a shorter game than normal.
Ooh, excellent.
Yeah.
Now,
But the game will end once the dice tower falls,
as all things do.
as all things do.
Okay, so first things first, so should we flip our pillars?
Yeah, let's look and see what we got to work
Now,
with.
do we get to choose, or they've been randomly doled out?
So I think they've been randomly doled out, and I think it's more fun if we get dealt and we get to choose. We get to make up based on what our pillar is that's been dealt out to us.
Okay.
So I think.
Now, the
We all-
rules say that you can choose from one for each player plus one
Yes,
for
the pillar,
the
the
monument. But we're just going with what we got.
So we just show them.
Show 'em.
Show up.
Religion.
Let's flip our monument pillar.
So it looks like the pillar is law. Ooh. What do you have, Leo?
I have religion.
Oh, all right.
Controversial.
Okay.
I am artistic expression.
Oh my. It looks like I have education.
Ooh, and I have something very important, health.
Very important.
These are the pillars of our society. Now we get to determine what our society is. What is our nation state? Where are we going to place Icarus, basically? So there's lots of different ideas. We could do like a Western frontier town. Or we could do like an.
You know
off the
nothing about
moon.
that.
Nope, not at all. I would do a post-apocalyptic
Watch We're
frontier
Alive
town.
Frontier.
Post-apocalyptic sci-fi Western island alien.
Too much, Leo. Too much.
He made a bathtub.
Simple.
I remember you were saying before the show earlier, like a hive city.
Yeah, like an entire
Yeah.
planet city would be kind of
That'd be
neat
fun.
too. Because if you topple the city, you topple the planet.
And then we have this behind us too, which is some art from the book. This is actually an island nation that's like a trade hub amongst a lot of different continents.
on the back of a space manta.
So
I like
I like Space Manta.
Yeah.
Let's be on the back of a Space Manta.
I like it.
Okay,
There
let's
we
do
go.
Space Man.
It's the religion of the space manta.
It begins.
All right.
Okay, so we are a
green and
wandering
lush.
nation state on the back of a space manta.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any protection from like, or are we just out in the middle
A
of space?
bubble
Well-
made of
Well, here's the
water.
thing. Well, I would say that the manta, from its pores, there's a gas that releases from its pores,
It
and
releases the
it creates an atmosphere. Yeah.
Okay, so the space manta is creating its own atmosphere
Yes.
as it wanders aimlessly through space.
Right.
It's got a scent.
Awesome. Duh. Yeah, it's lavender, right? Okay, so that's very pleasant to be on the back of Space Manta.
Love
Space Manta is his name.
We love Space Manta.
Okay, so we now know where Icarus is. So we have the religion, education, health, artistic expression, and law of it. We have to collaboratively pick one weakness among these pillars, and then the rest will just be strengths.
Can I just posit that religion's probably pretty strong on the back of a space manta
Yeah.
because we worship
We rely
space
on-
manta.
Right, absolutely.
I would love for health to be the weakness because I want like space mantas like atmospheric pores. Like some are
Side
richer
effects.
than others.
What if it gets sick?
You know, like there's areas that you'd rather be on space manta than others.
Maybe it's a drug and it's a little aphrodisiac, you know, you get a little high off
Well, also lack of oxygen, right? So
Also, let's put it into perspective. The space manta, for reference, Jupiter is the size of the space manta's eye. It's huge. It's a giant space manta.
okay.
But we are just on one little portion
We're just
of the
on
space
its
manta's
back. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so like you're this is a cosmic manta.
It's a cosmic space manta. It's huge.
All right. So that's fair. So you think weakness would be good. I also think it might be fun to play towards the weakness of education as well too, because since we're on the back of a giant cosmic space manta, like taught only what you need to know. Like
I don't know if I want to know anything else. There's some scary stuff going on.
what are you thinking?
I mean,
I think our
artistic expression is super strong. Let's
Very
be real.
strong.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah.
So I'm perfectly comfortable if you would like to take the weakness as far as like space manta's health.
Yes.
Ivan, we decide as a group here. Glad you're comfortable, but you know the law is strong on space manta.
Oh yeah. Well, so it's strong. So if we think that these
has
are
to
all
be.
strong.
Yeah, law, religion, artistic. Yeah,
Do you
those
wanna-
are strong.
do you wanna
Yeah,
read the
let's
weakness?
do-
See if it
okay,
feels-
so
we're-
weakness, just so you know.
Right, we're traveling through space. There's a lot of
Exactly.
cosmic rays.
All right, so there is a deadly epidemic with no known cure being hidden from the public to avoid panic in the city. What is it, and how is it being quietly dealt with or covered up?
So maybe we can talk about a symptom, even if we don't know exactly if this.
Well, we can talk about a sickness as well too. It could be. I like your idea of it being a part of like the atmosphere that we're breathing. Like there's some kind of byproduct. You know?
Right.
Yes.
Byproducts of the atmosphere.
Maybe parasites
Oh, like biological parasites.
messing with us in some.
Are we a space parasite?
I mean, we are technically. Well, we're symbiotic parasites.
Here's a twist, just to explore real quick. What if the canned air that kind of has to be distributed out to the lower portions that don't have as much access to manta's rich
Close to
oxygen?
an open pore, you know.
Right,
Clogging.
exactly. What if that canned air is actually the stuff that's making people sick, like the distributed air, versus the natural?
It's not
Or
working
making
like it
them more
used to.
docile.
So then I may control them.
I
with
like that.
Religion.
Okay.
Exactly.
So the canned air is making folk docile.
Ooh,
Right.
that's good.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so does that directly answer our question? What
Yeah.
else do we have there?
So what is it? The
How's it being
deadly
covered up?
epidemic is, that's what's being covered up. So
The secret sickness in Icarus is that some areas are less rich in atmosphere, so they get canned air, but that canned air has been doctored to make them more docile.
Interesting.
Perfect.
An interesting component here is that we're obviously selling canned air to people or giving it to them, however we're distributing it.
Oh, we're selling it.
Yeah, but that means we're an advanced society that can manufacture, right? We can put things into cans or whatever. At one point, civilization wasn't able to do that. So why did we implement this? And is that where the sickness is coming
It'll
from?
be interesting to explore in the cards when we get there. You know.
Has our manufacturing process been what polluted
Right.
the pores of the
Sure.
space manta?
So what did you put down as like the final word say, Markeia?
Secret sickness in Icarus. Some areas are less rich in atmosphere. The canned air makes people docile.
Okay.
Love it. So should we move on to education?
Yeah. So education, since that's our one weakness, education is a strength. All right.
Just like every society, just the one weakness, everything else is super strong.
The citizens of Icarus are held to the highest standards within the educational system. What subject or topic is seen as the most important, and how has this manifested itself culturally?
Cohesion, cooperation.
Symbiosis, like whale or space manta ecology.
I would think mathematics
So-
because that's
maths?
the universal
Math is
language.
I get it. I actually love this because Icarus has to kind of control how space mantis moves about the stars a little bit, and so maybe mathematics
Thank you.
Right.
and astrology are like their tipping point. Like it's basically a survival technique for them,
Yeah,
is
and
never being good at math.
And we're such at the whim of like this random elemental
Right.
that we are overcompensating with physics and math, right?
Maybe we're aware that we're on a space mantis, and we know that when it starts to turn, we know the exact physics of what will shift on its
It's like we're
back.
Right, 'cause it's not a
circumnavigating the
perfect-
cosmos.
Well, we haven't gotten to religion yet, but when we get to that point, I think there's a part of me that there are some people who believe that space manta is what they're on, but there's some people who
Oh,
are like,
flat earthers?
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Flat
round
Icaruses?
mantas.
Okay, so I'm writing down astrology and mathematics are the pillars of education, but it does ask how has it manifested itself culturally. Here's a thought that I want to pitch to all of you.
Shoot.
What if it's a draft system? What if it's literally you have to serve in like the college or the like it's probably like a building that serves as like the cultural foundation of how we navigate Space Manta.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because go ahead. Yeah, I was going to say maybe it's a specialized task force that it's their job to make sure the Space Manta is healthy.
And by task force, you mean they sit in a room all day and crunch numbers. Yes,
Right.
I like
It's
that.
the Citadel!
But
You gotta clean out bedpans of the old people too.
Oh man.
And if you're bad at it, it's because this is even better. It's a computerless society. So if you're bad at it, you're literally just number crunching. It's like you're literally just there running. You're a living processor.
Right.
You're just running numbers.
But all of it's like
Human.
running numbers on organics, which are constantly in flux. So everybody's stressed out all the time.
That sounds great to me. I love me some numbers.
All right.
Love
Can we-
this.
What do we call our Citadel? What's the building where everyone
That's
goes?
got to be our
That's gotta be
monument.
that,
That's when it
yeah.
happens. So it's called I'm going to do mandatory service, and we're going to call it the navigators.
The navigators.
Okay.
Navigators.
The navigators.
The
Okay,
navigators
because they
of Icarus.
circumnavigate the cosmos,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. We get closer to a planet that's rich in resources. I mean, the space manta has only got to travel so fast so far.
Right. And it could run into space dust, which could theoretically be damaging
See,
to our culture.
I imagine that's what it's eating. It's like its fuel is, right?
Right.
It's like it can't go too far from a star because then we would all freeze.
Now,
in
what do you
space.
got here with your artistic expression?
Oh, well, Icarus is known around the world. Interesting. I thought we were the only city on the Space Manta.
you
There are other mantas. It's a because mantas move in.
There could be other cities on the space
you know,
too.
schools.
Yes.
It's known around the world for its unique forms of artistic expression. What are artists recognized for here, and what makes their work so unique? Here's what I think. So we're very small in relation to our giant space manta, and the pores are what emit the gaseous atmosphere. So I think there's a visible, you can see where the pore is. And so, different artists will put frames around pores and paint them.
On that
and then
scale, the pore would be huge. It'd be like a lake.
Geyser.
it would be
Yeah.
pretty big. Yeah. So that's sort of what different artists can.
Can they be like wind
commission.
chimes or like stuff that like has to do with wind coming up since it's coming out like a geyser, the atmosphere?
Ooh, yeah. It's sophisticated mousetrap style.
And by the way,
wind chimes.
We praise whenever that happens.
Oh,
just
yes.
so you know,
Oh,
it's
yes.
a
Oh,
glorious.
Art and religion are
event.
deeply tied.
Okay, that's awesome. So
we
we
like
now have a
it.
glorified wind chime that goes on mantis pores.
Artists are recognized for their wind chimes.
They build above the pores.
Yeah, built above.
And we maybe use that to power civilization like a wind turbine.
Yeah, and
There you
then
go.
when we trap some of the canned air and then doctor it to then give to the other.
Sell it for the highest
Yeah.
bidder.
That leaves us with just religion, which I feel like is pretty clear.
Yes, you see, our primary deity is the manta itself for allowing us to
All
inhabit
praise
its back.
space manta.
Yeah.
Yes, but a lot of religions have multiple symbols. Like the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
We also pay respect to the star that we orbit because it is providing cosmic rays that feed the manta.
Right.
And then if we are going with the shoal of mantas nearby that possibly have other civilizations, we're an organic society, so we can't look into it, just like we don't know if there's life on the moon of Titan, right? There might be life on the other mantas, we don't know. We can't get there, they're too far. But they represent the trifecta of the Trinity.
That's cool. Is there a name for this trinity or the space manta?
That's a great. What are you guys thinking here? Like the Great Barrier Reef. What is the equivalent, religious equivalent of the Great Barrier? Cosmic Reef.
You could call it the Cosmic Triangle.
The Cosmic
Coral.
Shoal.
Cosmic Trinity. Cosmic
The Cosmic Shoal.
Cosmic Shoal.
Cosmic Shoal.
All right, the Cosmic Shoal. Done and done.
Yeah.
All right, now we actually get, and I think we already
Is that
determined
the-
what our pillar was, like our monument, the one that is the law.
Did we
Yeah.
answer
But-
the strength religion?
Oh yeah, want me to read this? Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I just made it up. I didn't even read it. Spirituality plays a major part in the everyday lives of the people of Icarus. Who or what do they believe in, and what phrase, symbol, or other physical manifestation do they use to express that belief? Clearly, the symbol of the manta itself is a really big part
Huge.
of our society. Just like people get tattoos of crosses and hands like this, people are getting like mantas on their backs. It's like a big, like a sign of fealty to the manta itself, like submission to this greater organism, this being. And by the way, we know it's an organism, but it's so like otherworldly that we're not even sure if it's real. You know, it's just like an ethereal concept.
Well, you explain like its eye is Jupiter. So,
Well,
Yeah.
and by the way, this is what it kind of
Huge.
looks like. If you guys want to, it's just flying. It's just flying through space.
it's huge.
It's huge, and you can see this is like the city is formed on its back. This is like a continent.
Oh, okay. So
It's
in
like,
that, in that,
not a continent. It's a massive. It's like the size.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so this is a continent then. So if this is Earth then,
It's many Earths, because if this is the size of Jupiter,
Yeah.
then imagine like
We're literally
Earth.
a dot.
There's like a million. Like this is a massive civilization that all sort of uses its ability to keep this thing going,
Right,
flying
yeah.
through space as it feeds off of this massive star back here.
So Icarus is just one small city within this.
Icarus might be the whole thing, and then there are like
Actually, I like what you're saying too, because there could be, because it is a whole civilization.
Right.
I say Icarus is the most prosperous
it's the most
city
prosperous.
Yes.
I like
out of
that.
multiple
The
cities
most
that are on the map.
gaseous.
I love
some
that.
might say.
Full bellies at Icarus.
Rich in
Yeah.
rich in gas.
And I think it's the most important. I think the reason it is the most prosperous is because of the navigators, that are part of this.
We have
this
refined
system.
the trade of the navigator. Yeah.
Indeed.
And the filtering and collection process because of the artisan wind chimes.
Right, right.
Well, yeah, we own the process, and we taught the other cities, so we're like the number one.
Practical
we're the
art.
first world manta city.
Yes.
All right, so let's
So
see.
it's not just sorry. It's not just wind chimes. It's the air collection.
Yes.
It's the gas collection.
It is an art.
So we're just going to basically use this law pillar now to create our monument, which I feel like is like the navigators. Like, I mean, what if the monument was basically a giant?
Headquarters.
Yeah, like an aerial control tower,
Okay.
like what you do when
like
you have
that.
like. It could also be like something like an observatory as well too. It could be like a giant observatory with a dome on top of it that has like several telescopes pointing out into the cosmos.
Right. It's all about
trying
astrology.
to guess like what's going to happen, like what's our trajectory.
Yeah.
through
Ooh,
space.
how about, so it's obviously a tall tower, so
Yeah.
in the base, that's the number crunchers, but the higher up you go, the more esoteric the math becomes.
It's
Maths.
literally like the people on the top are the highest echelon of Icarus because these are the thinkers.
Yeah, it's
that
like,
are on the
oh,
top. While
Roger's
the-
going up a level.
Yeah.
He's getting big.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and how about
That's cool.
it's not just that, but it also goes into the nerve center of Space Manta.
Oh.
And that's
Like
what
why
they
would
do
you
in control.
why would you
Dig
only
deeper.
build up
Yeah.
if you could also build down? And maybe that's another one of the reasons why we're able to control the force around us.
We're
we use-
burrowing into its brain.
Or maybe that's because we're close to its head, or maybe we're just giving it like pheromones or hormones to be able to
Keeping
make
it
it
docile.
move. Yeah.
I think just both ways.
And there could be a society that lives under the skin.
The underskin
So the navigators-
worker.
Under skinners.
It could also be like white blood cells. We get
Right.
fought all the time.
Right.
because
They're
it's-
not our same species.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we're literally
it's a
getting fought by
multiple-
Space Manta's body, immune system. Oh, hold on to Ground Network. Let's get into the cards.
I want to watch
Yeah.
this movie
Okay.
so bad.
So now, let's go ahead and let the viewers know what our secret motives are. Mine is this.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Mine is this.
Mine is this.
What does blue want to do?
The divine cosmic beast wills that this is mine.
Ooh, character crunching time.
Now we get to do the RPG element of it. We get to make characters.
Okay.
But it's basically the character doesn't have like a stat line or no combat skills or anything that you would normally expect from RPGs. It's just who is a person in Icarus that is relative to your pillar and your motive that you want to play in as we resolve things in Icarus.
Gusty Billows.
Gusty Billows?
Yeah, she's an artist. Wow. She makes wind chime art, okay?
That's
Wow,
what we call it. All
This
right.
has gone into a whole new place for me.
Yeah.
Dusty Billows.
I've said it can't be undone.
I think I'm gonna make Furman Ferdinand.
I gotta think of a good name.
Furman Ferdinand owns the most prestigious entry exam prep course in all of Icarus. So what he does is he basically builds out and has this like chain of tutorings that specifically preps early education citizens to go into the Navigator's entry exam.
Wow. I feel like you know this guy in real life. That's very elaborate.
He's essentially he's the overqualified. It'd be like the SAT like prep course was also tied into the government.
And cultural currency.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet he'd be a big public figure.
He'd be huge, and he is the original. No, I'm sorry. He's the second in line, so it's a family business. So he's probably like the second or third to inherit this business.
So Gusty Billows is an esteemed wind collection performance artist.
Is she like an aerialist that performs over the gusts?
Yes, indeed. But using a series of airtight nets in her act.
Awesome.
Catcher. Exclusive Dusty Billows canned air.
She's already selling the brand, so cool.
I mean, you know, you are your brand. But really, her motives are very altruistic because she doesn't charge. She gives it away for free and relies on donations from the wealthier patrons.
Awesome.
So
she's patron-based.
yeah.
So Dr. Amadeus Philia.
Oh.
Cool.
It looks like Amadeus. It's Amadeus.
Amadeus.
Dr. Amadeus Philia. She is Jeff Goldblum type.
Oh my God, my favorite man in the world. I'm obsessed with Jeff Goldblum.
Essence of Space Manta. Yeah.
Exactly, and is the head doctor and matron of medicine that is all of Icarus.
Okay.
As he puts it, not a stutter, a chosen affectation.
Yes, is always thinking all the time so many things.
Big glasses.
Thick glasses, always has a lab coat on.
I imagine this is like the most prestigious. Like you probably were one of the writers that had a major breakthrough inside of Space Manta's physiology.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
I would imagine that the lab coat is made of leather as well. Just a long leather.
Oh, this poor manta just has patches all over its skin where we mix it.
It's shed. It's shed.
I mean, it's so
sheds
minimal.
its skin.
Oh, sheds, okay.
There you go. It's just like,
Like a real manta.
yes. And Dr. Amadeus, she actually pioneered the different levels of, be like, oh, some of the air is not as thick as others. But like, oh, we can go ahead and do canned air to people. And then that was kind of twisted through things, so where it was making some of the populace more docile. That wasn't the original intention.
Got it. But
if it makes the society work, then okay.
Amadeus was the one who discovered how to basically help refine the air.
Yes.
Cool. What you got?
His name is Polando Alatar. That is a reference that I will let the comments
Okay.
call out. You guys won't know what that is until you read the comments on this video. Okay, guys, I'm counting on you. Polando Alatar. Okay, he is the head of the largest religious sect on the Manta. Do we have a name? Oh, Icarus. Well, that's the city. Do we have a name for the actual Manta? Should we name it?
I was asking you what the Space Manta's name was.
we should name
we
it.
called it the Cosmic Shoal,
That's the name of
the Trinity.
The religion?
That's the name. The Cosmic Shoal is the religion.
Okay.
But what is the name of the Manta? It's like there's a lot. You know, it's kind of like you have Jesus, but
Chumandu?
he's also like there's 20 different names for Jesus, right? So yeah. What did you say?
Yahweh.
I just said.
Did you say Jumanji?
I said Chumandu.
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 I love that. Chumandu.
Good. Did you just pull that out of nowhere?
I
like it.
I have this weird affinity toward God names. I just.
Chumandu.
Do you?
The
I have no
darkest.
idea.
I know. It just kind of occasionally comes out of the mouth.
I love it. Chumandu. Yeah. So all right. So Polando Alatar is basically the spoken voice of Chumandu.
Wow.
Okay. He came from nothing. He was just a boy in the streets of Icarus, and he is a clever lad. He worked his way up. eventually got interested in politics. Is really good at, he's charismatic, he's great at manipulating people, moved his way up, eventually became the head of this religious sect, and is sort of distributing the doctrine throughout all of the other cities on Chumandu itself.
Do people make pilgrimages to his...
Oh yeah, he is a pilgrim himself. He's known as the Blue Pilgrim.
The Blue
Blue Pilgrim.
Love it!
Yes.
Chumandu.
Okay, the Blue Pilgrim of Chumandu.
Yes. Oh. It's the sound of that.
Well, I think we're ready to start this whole thing, shall we?
All right, you're right. We're ready to go. So,
Yeah.
time to flip our first 2 story cards before we get into player turns.
Before we get into player turns, just get something on the table beyond the foundations we've made here.
Okay, here's our first story card. A wave of crime is spreading through the city. What is it, and what group is being blamed for it? Tonight on 5 o'clock news.
By the way, a wave.
On Chumandu.
A wave of crime. I'm taking all
Here
the
it
ocean
goes.
puns on this.
Here we go.
Because these are just the general ones, we can all talk about it and lay it down. Once it becomes our turns, we take ownage over our story card. But I don't know. There's
I've been robbed.
Maybe.
Gusty Billows has had their canned air robbed. That there was a shipment going towards.
Are people stealing
the
canned air?
Yeah,
more
I think people
in
maybe
need
they
sectors.
realized
So
they realized that some of the canned air is not as rich as others. It's kind of like In-N-Out Burger compared to Umami Burger. They're both good, different quality.
So who's being blamed for stealing canned air in the city?
Well, I was gonna donate that to the parts most in need of canned air. That's
Well,
Are people blaming you?
this is part of the crime here. There is placebo canned air being distributed, and people are making dime off people's need of this air. They think they're being supplied something that'll.
That's not true.
No, and that's
like
why they're
false.
getting so sick, because the quality is nothing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Can we give the aspect a title
kinda
of
like
just
Total
crime
Recall.
or something so we can
Yeah, we can
spot
put
it
a
at a
crime.
glance?
Is it?
So here's the thing. So is it? We're talking about stealing canned air, whether it's a good or bad air. It's being stolen, but who's being blamed for it? Is I think the big thing. So
Well, it's not my religion, because we are here to help the people.
I think it would be the people who's being blamed are the people in the areas that get the canned air.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, they're trying to steal, above their station.
let's call it the fringes, because that's in theory where the air would be the worst, right?
Right.
So the fringe societies.
The fringe societies.
The fringers.
Or also like,
It's lower class.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
The lower class is being blamed.
Depth of the city, like the pits of the city.
Is it the underground?
Ooh, the underground.
The underground people.
Yeah, make it the underground.
The Chumandonians.
We are Chumandonians.
That's who we are.
We should
yeah.
call them subdermals.
Subdermals.
The subdermals.
Oh,
I like
a
it.
religious thing.
We think the subdermals,
Subdermals
are
are
stealing,
subdermals.
stealing the canned air.
Of course, and that's what we're telling people as well too.
Damn subbies.
Subdermals.
Derogatory.
All right, so that's probably going to go
you
somewhere
are
close to law.
subdermals.
Yeah, so subdermals, there's a crime. So okay, so that we have that one in place. Now we're going to do our second card, which is all is not what it seems. Something that was once a strength is now a weakness.
Religion.
What is it, and why did it change so quickly?
People are becoming aware.
Expanding society, growing population. Not enough people can be controlled by one theory of belief.
Is Icarus too big in order to accommodate religious belief now?
Maybe the thing that you were saying before, where some people don't believe that we're on a space manta.
Yeah, they're
like we're on a planet, we're orbiting. There is no such thing as space manta.
and we're like, you can literally see the wings flapping, and they're like, no, I don't see it. There's no pictures of it from space.
Because it's so big,
It's so
you have
big.
to travel.
Yeah,
to
there's
be
no
able to
horizon
see it.
line here.
Okay, so doubt of space manta is rampant.
Is rampant,
Yeah.
and I'm
Okay.
trying to restore the faith. I'm sort of like the cool new Pope.
Cool new pope.
Yeah, like
Pilgrim.
he's charismatic. He's cool.
The young pope, something like
Yeah,
that.
he's kind of young. He's in his
All
like
right,
40s.
So now what's going to do is probably this is going to lay between religion and law.
I'm gonna put stealing canned air, the crime wave, is related to health.
Right, law.
Which we're saying
Health
is a
and law.
result of the lack of faith The manta can feel it is not producing the quality that it once was, and this is your fault.
So now people are trying to stockpile.
This is your fault. You need to believe in Jumandu.
So now we have a first turn. We can now do our first turn.
Okay. Ivan, would you like to take the first turn? Or Markeia?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna
So
pass
first,
on.
before you get the card,
Yes.
what aspect would you like to change as your character
Ooh, okay.
of all the things that are laid out on the table?
All right. Well, I want to try to help society in the best way that I possibly can. So it seems like right now, the thing that would help the most is helping get rid of this.
The sealed canned air.
The sealing canned air. I want to say that in response to this happening, Dr. Amadeus Filia then works overtime with her staff to try to produce even more of a higher quality canned air
Okay.
to replace what has been stolen.
Then what?
Like inundate the market.
Then let's put your dice on there, and you're saying we're going to work overtime to replace it.
Yes.
Great. And now you
I
get to do your
will
card.
write that on here, I guess.
Oh no, well, it depends on how it happens. Like whether the result is if it's failure or if you succeed, you absolutely get to write it on there.
Excellent.
You know,
All right.
But should you fail?
it will go towards the tower.
Okay, a peaceful protest flares up in a public area of Icarus. What are they angry about?
This is on you, but you can ask us for help at any time.
Okay, I love for this to be about religion.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a good
Yes.
time to pray to our Lord Jumandu, and I happen to have a direct line, no big deal.
Do you want to do like a big public pray?
Yes, there's a public prayer that's happening, and the non-believers then, do a very peaceful protest where then the believers are like, "What are you doing?" So each is angry at the other's ideals.
Okay.
I suggest that we gather around one of the prime pores and wait for one of the rather larger gusts.
It could be one eye decorated.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a gusty billow.
We dress it up. We make a big deal out of it. Everybody feels unified, and when it gusts in that moment of solidarity, we connect with Jumandu, and we raise the spirits of those around us.
Absolutely.
And the peaceful protesters are like, there is no Chumandu. We are on a planet orbiting a star.
Oh yeah? Magnets, how do they
no
work?
longer,
Explain
what?
it.
How mantis, how they work?
Magnets, how do they work?
How do they work?
Oh, go ahead.
Maybe should we title it just for clarity, protest?
Yeah, public pray, protest.
We should give it an event like Woodstock, like it needs a name, you know?
Like it's an
Fire
event?
Fest?
How about Poor Fest?
Fire.
Fire.
Poor Fest.
Poor Fest.
Poor Fest. I'm on board.
The poor party.
Should there be
lot
a
of metaphors.
name for the non-manta believers?
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe just, I think non-believers for now is
Like,
fine.
you call
It's
them
gotta be
Like an
Globals
atheist.
I like your idea that they do think they're on a
planeters?
planet. Planeters.
Planters.
Planeters.
crazy.
doesn't-
Oh, round manta-ers.
Round banters. How about like something like landlubbers? Like
Yeah.
Land lovers.
landlubbers.
Okay, let's do it.
Land
Manta
lovers.
Like
believers
we are one
versus
with the sea
land
of space.
lovers.
And like, now we're on land, bro.
Okay.
Manta believers versus land lovers.
Yes.
Great. So you place your dice. We have a new aspect on the table that probably actually goes closer to religion.
Poor Fest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's
Should we
doubt
put
of the
this in
space
there?
manta. No, and this is now discarded. So I get to place one now. And I think because of the big problem being the secret sickness in Icarus, that's the problem. I think I need to basically put better astrologers into place so that the space manta is fed better food,
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
that
say
it
this is-
produces better.
A health issue with
It's a health
man.
issue.
Even eating space garbage.
I think what needs to happen then at this point is the doubt of the space manta happen. I'm going to contribute to the canned air stealing, but instead of, so this is the thing, I'm not going to support you in your cause. I have a counter aspect that I like to change, which is that the stealing of the canned air, who cares? The canned air is gone. But now, I think a success for me in this circumstances looks like we purge the current like number crunchers that are in the bottom levels of the navigator's tower and get a whole new bunch of group in there because I think we got a bad batch.
You're
Well, I
saying
think you put your die on the navigator's tower.
Yeah.
But that's not an issue we can resolve. So I have to put it on an aspect that we can resolve in theory.
So he's like, it's like you're trying to do away with coal and focus on global warming.
You're like, look, it's good that that we erased our atmosphere because now we can find new technology.
Yeah, the canned air's actually, you make it even better, I could probably put on the secret sickness. And I'm gonna put the blame again, not on the quality of the air, or not on the quality of the canned air, but the quality of Manta's air. And
Right.
to get him some
Chumandu.
Chumandu. Thank you. So here's my card. There are talks of a terrible storm heading towards the city from the north. What kind of storm is it, and how do people know it's coming?
Literally, you just took away the effort away from the space.
I know, that's what I wanted to solve, but that's fine. That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Maybe pores are closing.
It's preparing to go into deep space.
Yeah, but this
So
is,
there's rumors
That's a good.
that
That's a
pores
good
are closing.
byproduct of this. But if it's a terrible storm, we can literally do it to a terrible. Oh, I see.
Well, there
what
are
you're saying.
cosmic
Yeah.
storms.
Metaphorical storm.
Metaphorical. Oh. Yeah. Because those
The god
pores
is
close,
angry with
what
your
do we
life,
do?
I know what's up. I know what's up.
Okay.
Pores are closing. All right. Now we haven't gotten. That's my character.
I know, and it's not.
That's my character.
My thought is that the reason that the pores are closing is because Chumandu is taking a cosmic breath to basically plow through a bunch of solar rays.
Or cosmic
deep.
like gas.
Cosmic gas.
So those are cosmic storms.
So pores are closing.
Right, the bursts are less frequent. Perhaps he's storming it.
Yeah.
Pores are closing, like physically, like they're closing, but it's a natural reaction to going through a storm that is essentially a giant gas.
Because our ancestors had written about something similar a long time ago on an ancient calendar that ended the year that it happens to be.
And it's very toxic to us. In fact, yeah. I mean, we don't even know how people survived it.
Oh, I see a
Yeah.
religious sect forming.
I'm just
Might be
saying.
why we started doing canned air in the first place.
Yeah, the Chumandarian calendar.
All right.
Yeah, canned air is not only for equal distribution, but in times of
Reserve.
Exactly.
needing
We
reserve.
should store it.
Gusty
So-
Bellows, what do you want to change?
Well, Gusty Billows sees the layout, sees everything, and hears word from the Navigator Towers and wants to do a public display, a new installation that's going to show everybody what could happen in the event of their nearest pore closing and how dangerous that would be.
Oh,
So to
man.
spread public awareness about the upcoming disaster.
Cool.
Okay. Performance art.
Yeah, performance art.
Cool.
Performance art.
Let's see your card.
To educate the
She
public.
does it. What controversial part of the Icarus culture do other surrounding nations not agree with or share? I would say that surrounding nations find it disrespectful to even touch the pores or have any kind of iconography or imagery surrounding a pore.
Don't touch it. Don't get close to it. Don't put things over it.
We've had a
Certainly
lot of
don't
wars.
perform over it.
A lot of wars over the pores,
Yeah,
pore
where-
wars.
Where they're like, you're
Pores.
irritating Shamandu. That's why the pores, we're hearing these rumors, the pores are closing.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
Stop touching the pores.
Yeah.
You know? So
Touch
Gusty
the pore no more.
So Gusty Billows is kind of
That's
a
just-
controversial subject then.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Touch
in-
the pores no more.
He's also a master of slogans.
International
Slogan.
controversy is the pore wars. Nations disagree with
Poor
pore.
art.
Yeah.
Pores for the poor.
While you're finishing that up, Mr. Pope, Mr. Cool Pope.
Mr.
Yes.
Pope,
The blue pilgrim.
The blue
the Blue Pilgrim, as they call me.
What aspect would you like to see changed, including this, because now this is up on the board?
Sure. Well, I think that our efforts are being scattered. Okay, education has moved in another direction that we support, but we know that there is a greater sort of essence here that we need to understand, that math isn't the only answer. Chumandu works in mysterious ways and is floating through the cosmic infinite. Nothing is random to some degree, and we must connect with him to understand that a little bit. So we want to create a more isolated task force to try to connect with the being.
Spiritual Tech Force.
A spiritual task force that has some biological components.
Okay.
We're going to be studying the beast intimately. And quietly, intimately. We need to understand all aspects of
Okay.
Chumandu.
Sure.
Which we would like to study, very much like a Vatican.
Okay.
Like we have an isolated city-state within Icarus that
They have very noticeable headdresses.
Well, isn't that our
Everything.
navigator's
There's
tower?
Special.
Well, the navigators have been sort of. I mean, they're what
They're
are
the science end of
They're
it.
the
So you're talking
science
about
of
the
it.
spiritual end
we
of
we
things.
we want some science components because we don't think that it can all. It's not all spiritual. There is some physicality.
Does that
Do you
sound
want a
like-
floor inside?
Well, I was
going
gonna say,
down.
No,
in the
we need to
tower?
be isolated.
You
from
could,
them.
you
We
could.
can't
I mean,
be-
at that point, that sounds like you maybe want to be tackling the doubt of Space Manta, where you're literally making your spiritual task force to prove.
yes,
That the
it's
randomness of
viability.
Jumandu.
It's not as random as it seems, and that we can symbiotically move
Psionic
as
link.
one. A psionic link, perhaps. That's
A psionic link task force.
so. That's where we're going. A psionic link task force that needs to study in private without the corruption of other organizations infusing their arts and their science. And like, we need to have our own study.
Okay.
We're throwing another wrench into the machine.
Another wrench. Yeah.
Let's go here. The environment surrounding Icarus has become damaged or sick in some way. Yeah, I know. What is the city doing that has caused this environmental degradation, and why is it so difficult to stop? You tell me. This is tough, and we think it's the lack of faith in Jumandu himself. We think it is the obsession with science. We think there needs to be a more spiritual connection and a more organic flexibility there.
Ooh, maybe Jumandu is feeling the disbelievers on its literal back.
Yes,
and
he's carrying
that-
the weight of the world.
And that just really weighs emotionally,
Write it
and
down.
that manifests physically.
Yeah, write it down. So whatever you think that best manifests itself as. So, you
Why
know.
is that so difficult to stop? Because once you say it, then it infects everyone's minds. You know, it's like, I don't believe that's true, but now I know that it is possible. Now that people
Right.
are talking about it, I don't believe it.
And it's damaging the world. So this is kind of part of the pores closing as well, too, right? So you could actually attach that to the pore closing if you'd like. And you think it's a lack of faith from Jumandu.
Yeah.
So if we were adding it onto that, we would write it on the same piece of paper?
No, we just put it right next to it. It could just essentially be attached to it. I could even put it right, move this over, and then put it right underneath it. Because it sounds like the pores are closing are now kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And everyone's putting blame in different areas, which is fine. All right, so now we've all laid out, we have in our first round, we have a very rich and robust world. Let's change it. Markeia.
We don't like change.
Yeah, why don't you pick your aspect and roll it?
Yes.
On a blank, it goes on the tower. You
Yeah.
roll a pillar, you get to change it.
Roll that pillar, roll that
Come
pillar.
on, the people need hair.
All right. Oh, I'm so sorry. We need to, because it's the beginning of the round, we need to actually start
Right.
with one. Would you mind placing it?
Yeah, looks like the people do not get that air.
No, they don't. In fact, now you have to escalate the issue.
Ooh. Okay, so since Dr. Amadou did overtime with her staff to try to make more air to replace the air that was stolen, in fact, she wore her staff
Oh, wow.
down, like basically to the bone, where people started kind of striking.
Burnout.
No, we're not doing this anymore. It's fine. It's gone. There's so much air. We don't need to do this.
So your science team
warming.
is striking.
Yeah. So team is striking. She keeps on trying to power through, and in fact,
Write it down.
yeah,
Right.
she tries to power through, but
you
it
write-
ends up making toxic air.
So you're just going to put it right on top of this aspect. And it's basically now that there's toxic air in the world.
Yeah. Staff strikes.
All right, now I get to see if we affect the secret sickness in Icarus. See if we can purge those navigators.
More like Icarus.
Oh no, take those signs down, take them down quick.
Nope.
Can't let the citizens see that.
Nope.
Slogan master, don't forget.
All right, so I
Right
rolled
there.
a blank 2.
Uh-oh, you gotta add that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna replace I can't replace the secret sickness, but I will make it worse. Or actually, no, the sickness of, or less rich in atmosphere. Okay, so how do we make that worse? Because I wanted to purge the tower and put a new regime basically in there. But instead, what happened was, I think it happened, and the people in there are now even more incompetent than what they were before.
Well, it's a new study at a brink of crisis.
It's a brink of crisis. So I put a whole new group of people in there, like it happened successfully. And I'm going to put that on the Navigator's Tower, I think, is what that makes sense-wise.
Do you want to just write it on that?
Yeah, I'll put it in. So now incompetent processors. So.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
But as a result of me trying to purge it.
I've had to rebuild entire computers because of incompetent processors. It just doesn't work out.
All right.
Time to add the die to the tower.
Let's see if we're still pretty light, but you know, a strong foundation is how you make the tower clean. So
Have faith that it will not fall. And Chumandu will deliver.
Faith isn't everything. We've got to explain it to people through art. Watch as I perform what's going to happen in an elaborate ritual of what it looks like when everyone dies as the pores close and the incoming gas storm. And they're going to get the message through my art, I think. And they got the message, guys.
Okay.
Art is the way to show people.
It's like the performance, the Queen at the what's the Africa performance that they did?
Live Aid.
Live Aid. It's like Live Aid on Chumandu. It's Chumandu Aid.
Well, you could basically say the public is aware and they are making efforts. Now the whole public is activated.
Yeah, it's commonly accepted. Everybody believes in this now.
Hive Aid.
You just want to put aid on something.
That's awesome.
Hive Aid. Okay, so performance art alerts the public, and nothing is added to the tower.
Nope.
Nice.
It's all good.
Look at the dice, what can I say? Well, Gusty Billows has done her job.
And now with the raised awareness and the sort of unification of a goal, we think now, more than ever, it's important that we really focus on our spiritual connectivity to this thing, because, you know, we're all facing the same direction, and I think that we should allow those in power in the cosmic shoal to really dedicate themselves to the work. And we're also accepting new applicants who are truly devout and willing to devote themselves to the cause.
All right.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like we're becoming a bit of an influential powerhouse in this the scope of everything going mad. We represent unity and safety and seclusion.
Let's do it.
Hey,
I really want you to win this role now.
Can our, instead of prayer hands, can we have like Chumandu?
And like it goes like this.
Yeah.
You do this, and then
Yeah.
There we go. It's the prayer wave. Roll it up, see if that
Manta be
psionic
with
task
you.
force
Yeah.
comes into being.
it is Chumandu's will.
All right, how does it get worse?
How does it get worse? Okay. Unfortunately, those who do not believe in the ways of Chumandu and the teachings of the cosmic shoal are aggressive, as those non-believers tend to be.
Did they get beat up?
They are oppressing us.
Okay.
It is hard. We are simply trying to create goodwill, and they're not having it because they think we're full of snot and lies.
Was someone killed?
Yes, someone was killed. A boy, a young boy.
No, it's worse.
He's just trying to preach the word at his school, trying to get his fellow students involved, trying to save them.
Yeah.
For the good of everyone. And they beat him up, and they beat him with a fishing rod. Yeah, it was
Such
very
a
small
sacred
whip.
object.
It is
Can't believe
one of
he
the
did
symbols,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
So,
Man.
All right, so boy was killed recruiting.
He was trying, and he wasn't even being abrasive about it. That's
Do you
the
want
thing.
to add that on to here?
Yes.
Killed recruiting?
Yeah, so now there's oppressive killings. You could say there's like
oppressive killings. Oppressive religious death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think-
Martyr. He's a martyr.
Oh my
Martyrdom.
Well, yeah. Woof.
Let's say oppressive
It's always good because again, these can be specific events that happen in Icarus. It doesn't even have to be esoteric. Like specific things can happen.
They just, yeah.
That just like history, they are tipping points.
Can we focus on the light, though? Can we think about, Hive Aid and how that really was us taking a step forward?
Meanwhile, a boy's dead. A boy's dead out there.
Martyrdom.
Yeah.
A boy is dead.
Yeah, it's the cries. The cries are everywhere. It's like a boy is dead, thanks to the non-believers, dead in the subdermals. So,
boy is dead.
Now place your dice on that tower. All right, put it on there.
We good here? Jumanji.
In Jumanji's name.
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
Wobble.
Well, and now we pass first player privileges around, and we begin the round again.
Okay, Ivan, that's you.
All right, I am not okay with these oppressive killings that are happening.
Sad. It's
and
sad.
I think it's time for me to put out a new, especially if Furman Ferdinand is feeling very much, because he's a believer, okay?
Oh, he is.
Believer. Rampant believer.
He's in the circle of
Yes.
trust that we have? Yeah.
No, he's one of the higher echelons.
Right.
So I think...
Palando is and him are sort of...
Oh, we have cigars.
Yeah, okay.
And do cognac on weekends. Actually, on weekdays, what the hell?
Space.
I do not drink publicly.
But these oppressive killings, I think, are awful. So I would like to be able to speak out as an education platform and basically try to do another public awareness, not unlike what Gusty Billows, thank you, put together, and basically as a forefront in education, lean on the fact that a boy is dead because people are not rallying together.
Sure.
The pores are closing, and we need to basically steer Jumanji back on track. So while there is some random element to it, that's the one thing we disbelieve. We need to get him back on track and get him away from this gas storm.
Sure.
So that's what I'm putting down for.
Yeah. I believe in that.
Oh man! All right, great. A riot breaks out in response to an escalation of the problem in the
I
city.
think we know which one.
Poor Fest.
Poor Fest.
Well, do you want to just write riot on there? Is
Yeah.
that all we have to do?
No, I think we just literally need to escalate this. So data space meant right an oppressive killing, and then Porfest. When Porfest went down, there was now riots because there's been a couple of these that have gone on that have the art installations, but now there's full-blown riots that are taking place at Porfest.
The problem is millions of people is still not the entire population. And a lot of people weren't able to attend Porfest, and they feel pretty left out.
Yeah. So riots are now at these festivals centered around the pores with the art installations.
Right.
Okay.
And that's part of the problem, is the people are gathered around the physical pores, and there's riots there now.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And that's one of those populous
Irritation.
areas.
Some nasty irritation.
Yeah.
What you got?
Do you
All right,
preserve
Gusty.
an aspect or
No,
change an aspect
I
or-
preserved that aspect and I escalated it by basically putting riots. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I put mine on here.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to change, and then this is how I escalated this aspect.
Okay.
Riots.
Gusty Billows, an activist, Hive Aid went really well, so now there's more awareness about the fact that the pores are closing.
It was a success.
And, the different factions of the landlubbers versus the believers. That's serious, and that's a problem. But what she wants to double down on is what is actually going to hurt people, not just them hurting each other, but external effects hurting them. And so I want to do my best to keep the people safe by staging a group meditation with the medical staff that's on strike to seemingly support their strike, but at the same time cause resolution to come to it.
So is this happening with the general public, or is it an isolated group?
It is an isolated group. Gusty Billows is going into work with the medical staff and
To make
help
it a private
in the
appearance.
strike.
Right.
And then through that, they would go back about their work and help to heal the crime of the
missing canisters.
Yeah, we need more canned air because once the pores close temporarily.
Once the gas storm comes.
Yeah, the gas fire. We need to be prepared.
Right.
So preparedness. Okay. An outside force tries to invade the city. I think they're trying to steal our canned air. Who are they? What is the purpose of their invasion? And what's their plan?
The subdermals.
Yeah, I think it's the subdermals.
It could also be a neighboring
dermies.
city as well too. It could be another city outside of Icarus because we did establish this several
Because
times.
we blamed the subdermals, but it wasn't necessarily them. I think it was an outside city. I think it
They were a
was.
good scapegoat, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They always are.
Is it a neighboring town, like one that's just like one of our trade route towns that are now forming an army because
Yeah.
their ports are
city-
already closed?
Yeah, we need a name for that town.
Palutina.
Palatina?
Okay.
We're Icarus, they're Palutina.
Yeah.
Okay, so Palatina.
Oh, here's
Would
make
that be
a whole
a
new card.
nuance?
Yeah.
Yeah, just say Palatina invading. They're, because
Yeah.
their pores are closed already. Ours are still open, or some are, but theirs are done.
We're trying.
They're
Yeah.
starving. Woof.
Yeah, they're at their wits' end. They're at their wits' end over there.
You may have a global extinction going on here.
Okay, so Palatina invades, attempts to hold hostage all of the canned air we have left.
Yeah, I'm
like-
just thinking.
I think they.
They just need more
What's
canned
it?
air.
Yeah, what's
the
it
purpose
called
of the
when
invasion is for canned air, so they want to get the canned air, and then what's their plan? Are they literally just going to flood the city, or do they bring an
I think
army?
so.
Or
I think
what?
so.
What do you think?
I think they've just barricaded themselves into the last of our canned air reserves after it had been stolen from wherever
So
our
they went to
reserves
warehouses.
To-
They took over our warehouses, or steal the last of our reserves. Maybe they, like you said,
They're just coming to loot.
Yeah, they're just looting. I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
They're like, Icarus has everything. Let's take some for us.
Right.
Or all of it for us, really. Palatina doesn't play around.
Because since it was all stolen, we've made more.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And we probably put it in like reserves, like warehouses.
And the reserves
Exactly.
are actually in our quote unquote Vatican. That's where we're storing it because it's a safe place, right? Like we're
Yeah, that would be
Did
it.
sort of isolated.
Did we name the
Closed off.
Vatican?
No, we should name it though.
The religion is the cosmic shoal.
The shoal, yeah. So what is like the equivalent? What's like
The shoal.
Or would the coral be like not
The coral.
the reef?
coral?
The reef.
The reef. The reef's
reef.
fine. The reef.
The Great Barrier Reef, the minor barrier reef.
Yeah.
Or what's something that
Cosmic
like can we
reef.
make
It's
a
written
Vatican?
in pen.
Oh, you
Yes,
rewrote
sir.
it?
It's the reef.
The
reef.
reef. Okay.
Well, you're up on deck now.
Okay, so all these things are, we've got Palatina invading. You were trying to qualm the masses over there. We have decided we would like to take the reserves and store them in the reef. Because the refuge, excuse me, the refuge. And as part of the team that has come up with it, I would like to take the leaders of these different sort of organizations, the ones who are making the decisions, and I would like us to create kind of like a council.
You want to make a secret council.
Like a secret council within the refuge.
So you want to make like a council of Chumandu.
It's the Council of Chumandu, yes.
Right. What aspect do you want to solve, and that's your win?
Ooh, would that be in the Navigator's Towers? Because that's our law.
I think it is the Navigators because essentially the structure is crumbling, the infrastructure is crumbling, and we are struggling to maintain it. And the refuge is trying to maintain order.
Are you also saying that because of that, like, maybe, again, this could be an aspect that's created later, or just as a part of this, is like if you're saying it's unstable, is there like quakes now because the pores are closing now?
Well, yeah, because no one's tending to them. There's riots around the physical
So
pores.
earthquakes, so you put on the Navigator's Tower for
Right.
sure.
Because we're basically reassigning the duties of the people there.
So you don't actually write anything. You'll write based on your next card.
But you're going to put so that you want to change the Navigator's Tower, but that's a win for you is the council.
The council.
We can maybe get into the earthquakes depending on what cards come up. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Slow down,
Let's see
Ivy.
what the cards say.
You create your own earth.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm just so excited about destroying the city.
One problem at a time.
That's why I was trying to put so many on my card.
There we go. The expansion of the city has started to encroach upon another nation's land, sparking a battle over territory, which is probably why
Palatina.
Palatina's coming in, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Who is the other party in this war, Palatina, and what are they doing to keep our forces from moving in further? Well, they decided to come in on us. They were like, no, not on my watch.
But that's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are we? But like, so it
That's what
says,
I'm saying.
and what are they doing to keep our forces from? What they're saying is that we encroached on them.
Right, but so
That's
what they're
Palatina's
doing to stop that is they're just, well, let's loot them when they're not,
Okay.
when they're at their most unstable.
So it's basically we're just keeping this aspect.
The refugee, the refugee, the refuge is like, okay, we're bar the doors. Bar the doors. We're in here. We're gonna try and set up order. We're being attacked by Palatina. You're trying to
So there's
Gusty
chaos.
Billows is trying to act, an activist out there fighting the fight.
So there's chaos in the streets, and the only air reserves are currently now in the refuge.
We have to protect them. So
So I'm gonna actually write that real quick as like only air.
Wait, don't
Oh no,
think-
sorry. Yeah.
What do you want right? That was not going to be legible.
Only air. The only air in the city. The only
Yeah.
safe air.
So the
Protected.
only
city,
safe
the
air.
The highest
city
quality.
is starved for air.
Yeah, the rest of the city's
air
under looted.
reserves, Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the city's basically being looted. So now the only air reserves are on the refuge.
right.
Okay. To loot camp
But our
air.
pores are still open.
And then
For
only
now.
reserves.
we're trying to keep our pores open.
And Palatine is probably at this point like barring, they're
yeah.
trying to bar down the doors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Give us your air. We're like, no.
So the only reserves are in the refuge.
The refuge.
all right.
Is heavily
Now it
protected and
goes.
guarded.
Sorry. Now it goes to you. My
Yes, Dr. Amadeus Philia. So we've done a lot of medical research on this, and it appears that if we just force the pores open, then the problem goes away. So
You want to force these pores open?
yes.
Okay. Is that just
So
one?
actually, for in front of Gusty Billows, where it's like I believe it had where gas collection and wind chimes and everything. We're going to use the existing artistic structures
Yes.
and make it into a medical porpoise.
Porpoise. Repurpose.
We're going to
chimes.
repurpose the artistic structures to keep the pores open. Because we theorize that if the pores do not open, then Space Manta Chumandu will not go into the solar storms.
Ah.
If it can't hold its breath, it can't go underwater.
Exactly.
Got you.
So
Got
that's
Get in
what
there.
we're doing.
So put it on there.
Oh, I placed it there for her.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
And I'll hand you your card if
Yes,
that's all right.
so let's see how it all goes wrong. A disease has been spreading rapidly through the city. What are the symptoms and how is it spread? What measures are citizens taking to avoid getting it?
May I suggest? Oh, go ahead.
May I make
Oh,
it? And then we'll
yes.
go into
Open
it.
to
I
suggestions.
just think because we've already done the sickness in the air, maybe we are already getting into the gas storm, and the gas storm is making people sick because we're already like on the fringes of the gas storm.
I'm thinking because you know how like you can get scurvy if you don't have enough spinach. Maybe if you don't get proper atmospheric enrichment, then you get
Sick.
You just get sick.
I was going to suggest that because the pores can no longer close, the organism can no longer properly process the gas. It doesn't have time to take it in, process it. So the air is literally becoming toxic because of that.
Okay, I'm gonna take some
it,
of that.
take it.
And I'm gonna say with Chumandu's process, where they're about to go through the cosmic storm, they purge themselves of toxins, and as it does that, it closes pores.
This process. This
So-
is part of its process as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it makes us sick.
You're right,
Okay.
right.
So
We're stopping
it's
natural-
releasing toxins.
Yeah, do you want to put that on the secret sickness in Icarus? Is this like a byproduct of Chumandu?
I feel like
Icarus.
So the
forget.
symptoms though, because it says what are the
Yes.
symptoms and how is it spread? Well, it's Chumandu
Right.
poisoning us.
It's only exhaling, it's not inhaling anymore. So only carbon dioxide, only poison gas,
and
right?
it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, these poor people.
and what's the symptoms though? What does it do?
Yeah.
Come up with something gross.
Gangrene.
Yeah, Lynn's just
like rotten inner. Yeah. Like
Ears
inner
falling off.
gangrene.
All right. It's
We're like made of like Play-Doh. We're just like, wow.
it's flesh rot.
Flesh rot.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay,
So flesh rot. Let's
Flesh
put it
rot.
down. That's awful.
Oh, these
Flesh rot.
people.
Okay, good old flesh rot.
Everyone, and the people who are the closest to the pores are the worst right now.
And you can
That's
tell
who
when it
I'm
started.
fighting for.
Oh, be careful.
Okay, so toxic pore purge,
Whoa.
flesh rot.
Flesh rot. And by the way, you can tell the symptoms because it looks like jellyfish stings, like the lines start to appear.
Man, all right.
Yeah, the measures the citizens are taking to avoid getting it, doing full body canned air suits.
Oh, they're getting
expensive,
into
though.
suits.
Yeah.
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 We're gonna
Oh,
need
yeah.
we're gonna need a lot of those in the refuge.
Well, it's also probably like they probably are taking maybe even if since we already established that like Chumandu sheds a little bit, so maybe they're just making like suits out of Chumandu.
Yeah. Well, he does have resilient skin.
Yeah.
So.
So before I get to resolve dice, because time has passed in Icarus, I'm gonna put the dice. Here we go. Come on, Chumandu.
Come on, Chumandians.
Oh my. All right.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna roll mine and see if I can blame the Palutinians into the oppressive killings from this boy.
Oh, so instead of us turning against each other, you're gonna turn us against an outside force.
No, and
unite
push
us
them
that
out.
way.
Okay.
Push them out of the refuge, which, by the way, we're doing all this from the safety of the refuge.
Yeah.
And
All right. No good.
Whoa, it gets worse. These people.
I had a feeling it was going to get worse.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
so by blaming the Palutinians against us, I have taken the entire Icarus working class and turned them against the leadership. Now everyone's blaming the church. Everyone's blaming the church. Sorry, church. Everyone's blaming the church.
That's okay. That's okay.
Everyone is
I've got a
blaming,
plan.
even though theoretically he was killed during a martyrdom. It's now everyone's blaming the church.
For the Palutinian invasion?
Not just the invasion. No, the Palatines are against us, and now the doubt of Space Manta is so rampant that's like by trying to blame them, they're now basically saying, "How dare you blame our neighboring towns that are also starving and also dying?" Clearly, the church is corrupt and oppressed, and they're trying to manipulate us. As a result, Space Manta is wrong. And so now I'm actually going to make this aspect specifically for you. So everyone blames the church.
Thanks, dude.
Palando Alatar?
Yeah, Palando blames. Actually, we'll just make the hard choice. Everyone blames you. Palando.
I think that's the easy choice, honestly. Blame the church. I don't think that's difficult at all.
Well, when it came to this, so Palando. So this is now essentially your aspect. Sorry, Palando.
No, it's cool. I needed
you have
that.
to stack
Thanks.
it.
And now I gotta
wasn't busy
stack
enough.
it. Let's see if this is the downfall of Icarus.
Chumandu wills that it is not.
Not
See?
just yet. Ooh.
Good.
Okay, Gusty Billows has gone to the medical staff that was on strike and had so much burnout they could not even process what to do about these pores closing. And she sits with them, she listens to them. They do a group meditation to heal them so they can get back to work. They're not buying. No,
They're not going for it. They're not going
She's
for it.
more of an independent performance artist when other people try and get in.
They're like, yeah,
hard to make
yeah,
them buy
yeah.
It's hard to
it.
meditate when there's riots going on in the street.
Gusty Billows has contributed to the downfall of society.
Not quite. Not quite.
Wait, how did it get worse? Sorry to ask.
Okay,
Yeah.
it gets worse.
Because they were on strike before, but now.
Now they have taken Gusty hostage.
Yes!
Yeah, she's just in chains, and they say, "Do your dance now!"
No, they have literally taken a public figure hostage.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's rough.
Okay.
Wow, I shouldn't have worked them that hard.
All right.
Taken hostage.
You put it next to you. It's you. You're theoretically the one.
Okay, well,
You know.
There's a lot of problems. Where do we put
That's
them?
kind of what this game is all about.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
managing the problems. All right.
pours more problems.
A statement from the Cosmic Shoal.
Does she do a card now? Or?
No, we're resolving.
We're still
dice.
resolving. Oh, this is bad.
This will be our last public statement before we go radio silent. We will not comply with your terrorist demands. You've taken your own hostage, and that shows us that you are unwilling to work as a civilization. We have completely decided to shut ourselves off from the world. We have the supply of healthy air. We are self-sustaining within here. You will hear no more messages from us. The camera goes out, but wait. Internally, we have already set up the structure to have this task force rewired and working on the actual control of Chumandu. Okay. We are suggesting within the inner circle. We are suggesting as we smoke cigars. You're also in there. that we steer it into the cosmic gas and we preserve ourselves while the rest of civilization crumbles around us.
Genocide.
Genocide. It is the only
Dark.
option.
Ooh.
Okay. This may be.
Sticker to sticker.
Hold on, we must do the prayer of Chumandu.
Okay.
Bring it back, bring it back. Choo.
Oh. Don't breathe.
Will of Chumandu.
Toss. Chumandu saves.
All is possible when you have faith in Lord Chumandu.
I didn't
Oh my gosh.
know I could feel these things.
Yeah, I am converted. If I wasn't already, I'm definitely converted.
Yeah.
The sacred prayer of Chumandu.
May I make a pitch for how it got worse?
Please.
I think the refuge has been breached.
Yeah. Ooh, somebody poked
There's a
air
The
holes.
refuge.
There was a mole.
There was a mole.
I got it. There was an activist.
No, not what I
in the
know.
ranks.
How can we preserve the city if we are eradicating the city?
We are.
She opened the doors.
Oh. Okay, so let's add breached
Yeah.
by Amadeus. Amadeus.
Amadeus.
The refugee.
Okay, so let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
We have Dr. Amadeus Philia. So with the major structure in town, next to the major pore that actually is, let's say, spastically linked to a bunch of other pores around it.
Spastically.
Yes. So if anything happens with this pore, it happens to other ones around it. It's like a stretching network that would happen. And it's, there's kind of this cosmic wind going on, like ruffling through the hair. You've got the...
It's getting chills.
Yes, there's chills and everything, droplets and everything. And she's like cranking to
open it.
To open this pore.
I've seen those videos on the internet. They're real gross.
Yeah. No
They're
good.
nasty. The
There's
Dr. Pimple
glue
Popper.
involved.
Oh, and the doctor's just opening the cosmic winds and opening the
This
doors.
is too graphic for me.
You know?
It's the end of
Talk about
civilization.
gory bodies or something. I can't talk about
All right.
Right before this, she had opened up the refuge to the Palatinans. So
Yeah. What's her win right now?
her win is that if she gets this open, it will lock open the other pores, which buys us time to then resolve this peacefully, because then we'll all be able to get more canned air from the pores,
Got it.
and we can just breathe. Everything will be fine.
Better to breathe toxic pore air than no pore air at all.
I can filter it.
I'd rather be a mutant than be dead.
I have a system.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
I've worked on this.
All right, let's see.
Oh.
I think it
Okay.
went like it was supposed to go.
And by the way, as you, as this is going down, I go to check on your equipment and this thing that you had in place that might have solved the situation. I'm gonna go find that in the other barrier, the room that is locked away, the safe room.
The
That's
refuge?
the refuge within the refuge. I'm gonna go in there and find this equipment. Maybe there's still a chance. If civilization doesn't fall right now, perhaps.
Okay. Do I say how it got worse first, or do we want to?
Well, let's just place it. I mean, usually you would say how it got worse, but I think we know how it got
Yeah.
worse. You opened the door, and the cosmic winds are now ruffling through our hair and burning our skin. Oh man.
I pushed the button, I slammed the door, and I sealed myself away. I watch everybody like banging on the glass,
It's like Raiders from the Lost Ark in here.
sliming on the plexiglass. Yeah.
Like a bloody hand just comes up and it smears across the window.
As the flesh is ripped off of it and nothing but a skeletal hand remains.
The pores like pour out toxic air and like spasm shut.
Yeah. So theoretically, I think we all did it, but we were supposed to like ask, well, what happened to our characters?
Yeah.
What
We all
happened?
melted.
We all melted.
Well, mine's alone in a room, just like huddled up.
the last man.
Yeah, all the cans in the world of clean air, but can't go outside.
As Dr. Amadeus rotted, she lit a cigar, kind of Independence Day style.
Yeah, I was gonna pull a
It's like
Spock
a
like
little-
I have. What is it? Was the line? I am and have always been your friend or whatever. As I'm watching you all melt.
Yeah, I think that would be one of those things where maybe just because we were tight, but you're also in the
I tried to pull you in. I went to pull you in, but you were like, wait. And
Likely.
No, I don't even think it went that far. I think I was like literally 5 feet behind you, and you weren't even willing to wait that
Oh,
5
I'm
feet.
just a coward. Yeah, no, that makes
Right.
sense.
Yes.
That's exactly who this character is.
That is some
Gusty-
extreme isolation there.
Extreme.
Gusty,
worse than that.
because of her deep spiritual connection to Chumando, felt the imminent doom and just started dancing.
While she was in a
Dancing.
hostage situation.
Chained up, just tries to writhe within her chains and dance as her flesh is melted
The
away.
spirit of passion.
Man.
And thus,
It's like the Titanic.
and thus does Icarus fall,
That's-
and thus does end our story.
Oh, wow. Well done, friends. Well done.
Oh yeah,
black card.
the black card. So
Oh,
that
yes.
theoretically, we would get into the bitter end.
It's here.
Oh, here it is.
The bitter
Thank
end.
you.
Ooh, the bitter end card?
Well, if we did not make it,
If
it,
this is the worst case.
This is now Icarus is a shadow of the great city that it once was. I think we've answered all of our questions, and I think Icarus's fall. Thank you.
Brilliant
Can we get to
job,
show our
guys.
secret motivation?
Oh, yes, please do
Secret
share.
motives.
Go ahead.
So mine was to protect the leaders.
I see.
You kind of did do that by the end.
I did. I
Yeah.
protected one.
Okay, I was protecting the citizens, and
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah.
we did that one high evade
You tried.
that everybody remembered.
No one will ever fall.
Hey, it worked.
I was get rich. Get rich, or die trying.
I was wondering what you were saying. My plan to save all of the air. I'm like, what's this guy after?
I was gonna sell it all afterwards at like a big markup.
Valentina's in the
And
market.
I even said my motive, preserve the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
You
go.
could have preserved the smaller city, but you breached.
Well, guys, brilliantly done. Thanks so much. Icarus is fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing it to us,
What a fun
and
game.
good luck
we'll
on
see.
the current Kickstarter.
Yeah, the Kickstarter should be going on right now.
Okay, cool. Well, make sure you check out Icarus. Thanks to Leo. Thanks to Markeia. Of course, thanks to Ivan. And thanks to you guys for watching. We'll see you next time on Game to Game.
Bye.
Later.